So there was talk on ESPN of Top Rank rescheduling the Jared Anderson-Zhan Kossobutskiy fight because Kossobutskiy was Anderson's original opponent, and Kossobutskiy didn't make it for Anderson's last fight because he had visa issues, and in stepped Charles Martin at late notice. That's the fight that happened, but they were talking about rescheduling it. But now we find out that Efe Ajagba will be the one to fight Zhan Kossobutskiy. It will be a co-feature on the Anderson-Rudenko card. This is interesting to me. Anderson and Ajagba are both top-ranked fighters. Is Bob Arum thinking about matching the winners of these two fights? At least if the winners are who they expect the winners to be, as in Efe Ajagba and Jared Anderson. If that's the thinking of Top Rank, and I reckon it's a good idea to find out who your best heavyweight prospect is, or contender, whatever you want to describe them as, so you can decide who to push more. Because right now they might be pushing Ajagba and Anderson more, but pushing Ajagba a little bit. If you have them fight each other, you could basically drop one of them out. The loser could get dropped out, not completely, but you won't have to put so much effort. This is just the way promoters work, folks. You won't have to put so much effort into promoting him, but the winner you can go more full steam ahead with. Now the interesting thing here is Ajagba has got the tougher fight, at least on paper. Anderson's fighting Rudenko, who's kind of an old journeyman, but he's very tough. Efe Ajagba's fighting an unbeaten southpaw in Kossobutskiy. Now, some people say that Kossobutskiy isn't that great. I've watched a few of his fights. He seems dangerous with the left hand, albeit a bit basic. Efe Ajagba's basic himself, and he's dangerous with the right hand. I'm actually really looking forward to that fight. As limited as Ajagba has shown himself to be thus far in his career, he is a tremendous puncher. Don't get that twisted. So if he can come through against Kossobutskiy, and they do match him with Anderson, presuming Anderson gets past Rudenko, that's a really interesting fight. Anderson looks the more talented of the two, but I tell you what, if Ajagba manages to hit Anderson as clean as Charles Martin did, Anderson's going down, and he might not get up. I mean, Ajagba's got that kind of power. Now, we don't know whether this is Top Rank's idea. I'm just throwing it out there because of the fact that they've made this a double header, and previously they were looking to reschedule the Anderson Kossobutskiy fight. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. Maybe I'm getting 5 or 10 rather than 4, right? But I've been around as a boxing fan long enough to know how promoters operate. Or maybe they'll look to match the winner of Ajagba versus Kossobutskiy against Makhmudov. That'll be an interesting one. Let's see what happens. Just to look at their records here. Anderson 15-0, 14 KOs. Again, fighting Andrei Rudenko on the 26th of August. That's in Tulsa. And Ajagba, they haven't yet put up the Kossobutskiy fight here. 17-1 with 13 KOs. That one loss coming at the hands of Frank Sanchez. He was dropped in that fight and outpointed. Since that loss, he's come back with 2 wins against Joseph Darmos and a guy called Stefan Shaw. Now, to be fair to Ajagba, there were a lot of people picking Stefan Shaw to beat him. I remember when that fight was announced, I made a video about it, and I was saying in the video that I don't know who this Stefan Shaw guy is, but he was a late replacement, and so I was assuming he wouldn't be that good. But there was loads of people that turned up in the comments of that video saying, no, you've got this one wrong, Hatman. Stefan Shaw's actually really talented, and he's going to beat Efe Ajagba. That's what they were saying. But of course, that didn't happen. It was a relatively competitive fight, but for some reason, Stefan Shaw just took his foot off the gas in the second half of the fight. He really wasn't active at all. I don't know what that was all about, but he didn't really seem to be trying that hard to win. Maybe it's just not in him. I don't know. So on paper, you could probably say that was Ajagba's best win, maybe, against Stefan Shaw, previously unbeaten heavyweight 18-0. Because other than that, who would it be? I guess Jonathan Rice would be Ajagba's next best win. Amir Mansour was shot to bits by the time Ajagba fought him. Michael Wallish, I don't think he's ever been any good, really, has he? Yago Kaladze, I mean, he's a journeyman, but he does come to fight. He managed to drop Ajagba. So yeah, I would say his best win's probably Jonathan Rice, and other than that, Stefan Shaw. What's Stefan Shaw done since? Let's have a look. Okay, he hasn't fought since. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments section below. Efe Ajagba taking on Zhan Kossobutskiy, double header alongside Anderson Rudenko. How do you see those fights going?